technical problems there as we have a timeout on the floor taken, I believe, by Breckinridge County, right, Simon?
Yes.
It is going to be a full timeout taken by Jeff LaGrange to recap you so far, as there was just a shot made by a two-pointer made by Atherton. And I'm not sure if you picked up who had made that, Simon, while we were trying to fix some of the technical problems or not. But Atherton, it was Breckinridge County that got out to an early 6-0 lead, but Atherton now on a 9-0 run to answer back. We hope that we have fixed our issues now with our stream and that we are back online as well. We apologize for those technical problems. 5 games in a single day is something new for us, and we're going to hopefully work on some of those issues as it goes along.
And you kind of heard Coach Jeff LaGrange there emphasizing taking care of the basketball. 2 kind of careless turnovers there by their senior leader, Mercer Rogers. Kind of one thing as a coach, you don't want to see him just giving the ball away and playing careless.
As it's off to Hardesty. Breaks the timeline. He picks up that dribble. Off to Nottingham. Nottingham then picks it up. They give it inside to Miller, who's bodied up and fouled on the inside. A lot of stopping and starting.
Miller, first free throw is up, and it is good.
Jonah Miller makes that first free throw. Miller is a 80% free throw shooter this season. Something that he excels at from the line.
Second free throw by Miller is no good.
We have a foul in the backcourt being whistled on Atherton. 9-7 is the early game here. Driving and kicking. We're going to have a walk on the inside whistled on Atherton. Again, we now have a new stream up. We hope you found it right now for the Breckinridge County versus Atherton game right now. Jonah Miller down the left side. The flip shot rolls in for Jonah Miller. He's doing whatever he wants to tie us back up here at 9 with 3:20 left in the first quarter. Breaking the timeline across the far side for Atherton. It's a new player to the game. That's Quishon Baines. Averages about 3 points a game. Ball's going to go out of bounds and head back towards the Fighting Tigers of Breckinridge County. Hardesty, looks like a 2-1-2 zone defense for Atherton. Hardesty backs it off. Hardesty, a pitcher on the baseball team as well. Rogers, deep three. It's missed. Picked up by Baines. Transition. Tudor can't get it in. Rogers very good at pushing the ball up the floor, and he finds Nottingham on the inside to lay it in. Ryan Nottingham has 5 of Breckinridge County's early points. Nottingham only averages about 8.5. And a quick start for him. Hardesty gets a hand on the inbounds pass.
And as good as a scorer as Rogers is, he's just as good as a playmaker, always keeping his head up on the transition, looking to find the open man.
11-9 is the early Breckinridge County lead here between these two squads. This has the making of being one of the best matchups of the day. And we're going to walk on the left side. That little stutter, they're going to call that every single time. As the head coach for for Atherton is Mark Tudor. His assistant coaches are Art Smith and Coley Ballard. For Breckinridge County, Jeff LaGrange's assistant coach is the all-time leading scorer for the Lady Tiger program, Lily Grimes-Miller. She can play, Simon.
Definitely she can play. Part of that great Grimes lineage of basketball players. And we see another one in the game now, Ben Grimes.
Who is her younger brother, not the youngest, the second youngest, I guess. There's one more coming. Inside spinning shot made by Jonah Miller. He's got 4 points.
Another just great pass inside there by Mercer Rogers.
He's got quite a few assists already in the game. Losing on the drive was Baines. Back up top now to Tudor. Tudor fires down to the right side to Schmidt. Schmidt back up, wide open three by Coward. Not there, rebound on the floor picked up by Baines. Rogers drives, shot, no good. Foul called on Tudor. We're gonna see, it is gonna stay on the floor though.
It's interesting, still haven't seen Braden Carmen in the game. Seen Todd Galloway, Ben Grimes coming in for subs. Still haven't seen Carmen.
Miller misses the shot, tried to sell the foul, and I think it was a good no call. I think he tried to sell that a little bit more. And more players coming off the bench before we'd see potentially Braden Carmen as Lance Poole. But on the other side, it is Emmanuel Jones who hits the deep three, his first one of the game. And it is now a 1-point Breckinridge County lead, 13-12, just about a minute left in the first quarter. Rogers, bounce pass on the inside, reverse layup, good by Todd Galloway.
Nice no-look bounce pass there to a cutting Galloway by Rogers.
Deflected and taken away. Here comes Benjamin Grimes. Grimes spins off the glass. The take is good for the young 8th grader, Ben Grimes. Bounce pass in, defender goes by, and it is good for Baines for Atherton.
Transition defense has not been great early on for the Fighting Tigers.
17-14, down the right side, layup good by Mercer Rogers, and we have a whistle blown. And we have a delay of game warning called against Mercer Rogers on that play for not giving the ball immediately back to the official. 9-7 on the clock. They throw it the length of the floor, and it's knocked out of bounds by Galloway. Looking like a quarterback going deep on a Hail Mary.
Tried to catch the defense kind of sleeping there.
And Galloway, like a safety, came across to break the pass up. 8.2 on the clock. Let's see if Atherton can get a shot to end this. Jones up top, and a touch foul is going to be called on the top side, whistled on Breckinridge County.
It was kind of like when you see a DB and a receiver down the field. They were both kind of hand fighting there. I don't know if I agree with that call, but.
Timeout taken here by Atherton. It'll just be a 30-second timeout taken by Mark Tudor. Atherton High School is located in the Highlands of Louisville and was established in 1924. Some notable alums of old Atherton High School include Michelle Clark Hurd, who's former Lady Topper great, former head coach of the West Kentucky Lady Toppers, former head coach at UC, and now is head coach at Mercer. Sue Grafton, the author. Hunter S. Thompson, former Congressman John Yarmouth, and a guy, Simon, I think you might know by the name of, do you know where I'm headed with this?
I do not.
Jack Harlow.
Ah.
See, I have to try and be
Yeah.
hip with the kids. Did I do okay?
Pretty good, pretty
Okay.
good, yeah.
I didn't need our director, Eli Smith's approval. He's over here shaking his head. Listen, trying to be hip and give a Jack Harlow shout out. I'm sure he's watching. They pass it in, left side, catching, shooting from the left wing. It's no good for Kalel Taylor. The end of the first quarter, Breck leads Atherton 19-14. As this is the Grayson County New Year's Classic brought to you by Litchfield Tourism on K105. Are we muted? back. We start the second quarter of play here from the Cougar Den. Breck leads Atherton 19-14. Sam Gormley and Simon Drain with you on the call here today. And the Fighting Tigers will have the ball, but it's an inside pass taken away by the Ravens to open us up. Back and forth game. Both teams went on little runs, but it was Breck that went on the last one. 3 by Tudor. Puts in for Atherton.
You've seen Tudor take a lot of those open threes. Hadn't got one to go so far until that one. See, he's shooting it with confidence. Got to close out better for the Tigers.
33% for Tudor this season. Rogers running the point. One of the talented guards of region number 3. We're going to see a lot of really good guards here. Spinning shot in the lane is missed by Braxton Tall. And it's headed back the other way for Tudor. Free throw line, Baines. Back off the right side to Jones. Jones kicks to the corner. Nice job by Taylor to adjust and keep that from going out of bounds. Deep 3 by Tudor. He got another one. Sometimes for a shooter, Simon, all you need is one to drop.
Kind of like Kobe Brea today for the Wildcats.
Yeah, absolutely. We can give a shout out to the Cats. We were watching it earlier. Up top, pass deflected, taken away. Headed to the Ravens right in front of us. I do got to give a shout out to Quishon Baines. I like that he has gone with he's got the knee brace on. And I like that he's gone school colors on the knee brace. Like, that looks good with the Atherton gold on there.
I don't know about the Spider-Man colored shoes to go along with that, but
you're not a fan of? Listen, I'm not a shoe guy, so I can't. Are you a shoe guy? Like, I can't do, like, we have, Zach, who sometimes does these games, there's a walk by Tudor as he drove. He stuttered. He's the shoe guy. He'd be able to go, oh, that guy's wearing Kobe's, that guy's wearing LeBron's, that guy's wearing Giannis's. I don't know if that's even a shoe. That's showing you my shoe knowledge whatsoever. Hardesty. I just go, hey, that's a cool pair of shoes. Hardesty's double teamed. Tight defense for Breck. He gives it off to Rogers. Rogers has a couple of offers. Been offered by Brescia, Campbellsville, Harrodsburg, and Gordon College. Gordon College is a D3 school in Massachusetts. And that was the second foul called against Tudor. He'll head to the bench. 3 by Rogers. Backside, misses. Off and running is Atherton. Johnson had to adjust to grab it. Carwile tried to kick, and was it deflected? It was. So it was one of those, we saw a play like that in the girls' game where I didn't see the deflection, but physics told me it had to have been, because unless Atherton has a way to throw a curveball on a basketball, that's a velocity on it. Taylor in the corner. Jones into the hands of Nottingham. 1 point Atherton lead. Rogers fired out of a cannon, can't get it. The putback missed by Nottingham, but a foul's called on the inside.
It's going to be on Jones going up for the rebound.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did give it on Jones. You are correct. Jones, his first. They're going to put Nottingham back to the line to shoot 2, 1 of 2 tonight.
Thought he got a lot of ball going up with Nottingham there, but the refs obviously saw it a different way.
And like I always say, Simon, there's really only 3 opinions that actually matter when it comes to calls. And it's Mr. James Berry, Brian Jones, and Doug Gott. My opinion means nothing. Your opinion means nothing. And Jeff LaGrange and Mark Tudor's opinions mean probably even less.
Yeah.
At least according to these officials. Second free throw missed. Picked up by Coward. Rogers got a hand on the pass. Not enough to come away with a steal, though. 20 all. Good game early. Right through the wickets on the pass. And Miller has it. Miller weaves. Miller to the rim. 6 for Jonah Miller.
And it's good to see Jonah's progressions. The guys got to watch him a lot over, only a junior, but over his high school career. He played some as an 8th grader as well. His offensive game has improved so much as time has gone by.
He's got good length, long arms. Makes it very hard, but that was a nice move on the inside by Jones. Jones is very smooth with that little up and under. Averages 15.5 for the Ravens. Up top, in the air, Hardesty. Very close to maybe being it over and back, but there might have been a hand on it. Inside, right side. Nottingham, no. Miller got the rebound, but then stepped out of bounds. What a job by Jonah Miller to at least get his hand on it. We're going to call the name Leo Dillon. Simon, you better be ready. Leo Dillon, he come in there. He's in there to do one thing and one thing only. He's going to shoot the three. 72% of his shots come from three-point range. And how does this sound for a three-point percentage? 48.4%.
That'll play.
That'll
for
do.
Sure.
I might not be a basketball Benny, but if you're making about 50% of your threes, you're going to play. Three near side. Not there. Rebound, and I think we're going to call a walk maybe on the inside, and it is on Taylor. The Atherton fans don't agree, but Simon, you are a little bit biased. You admit it. You're biased. You're the Breck County alum. I'm not biased at all. This game has no impact on me at all, and that was a good walk. That's why I like doing these games, because especially the next game, like Murray-Fairdale, I got no dog in that fight whatsoever. Or you in the fourth game, Bullitt East Henderson. Brady Brockman, three top side, though. That one's put in by, guess who? Jonah Miller. Miller's got 9 early points. 25-22, Breck back on top. Jeremiah Parker will check in at the next stoppage of play. Into the corner, there's the shooter. Right on cue, Leo Dillon. Simon, it's like I did a little right there. 48% from three, Miller throws it away. Right into the hands of Johnson. Down on the inside to Coward, and a foul called on, I think they're going to give this to Hardesty maybe on the inside.
Another turnover to the pressure and the trap from Atherton, causing Breckinridge County fits early on.
It's just Hardesty's first. Braxton Tall re-enters the game again. We've yet to see Braden Carmen. He warmed up. He's sitting on the bench, but has not come into this game. He missed the game against McLean County with something, and I don't know. And down the right side, basket good by Johnson for Atherton.
And I think there, and also the possession previous, whenever we had the walk from Taylor, you're missing Braden Carmen's interior defense as Tall knocks down the layup. Back to what I was saying about Carmen, just his interior defense and presence, also with that rebounding as well.
Off the glass, Jeffrey Johnson. He's going to get some free throws, and they're going to bring Lance Poole back into the game. That'll be Jeffrey Johnson to shoot 2. He is a 68.3% free throw shooter. Somebody's bleeding. And it is for Breckinridge County. A player has got a little bit of blood on him, and trainer Scott going to be down there working hard to clean that up. As Johnson, 68.3%. He gets to the free throw line a lot, about 6.3 times per game. And that's part of his game. And you can see he's listed at 5'8", but he's solidly built. And he's not, at least from what I could pick up, not on their football team, but he's built, to me, he looks like a running back.
Yeah, kind of got that Caden Hanshaw type of build to him.
Just a solidly built guy. And very athletic getting to the rim. Miller picks up the dribble at the half-court line. Might have gotten a whack across the face. No whistle.
Very physical.
Lost and taken away. Taken right back, though, by Miller. Outlets it down to the right side. Tall almost missed the gimme. Basket's good. We have a timeout on the floor taken by Breckinridge County. It is a 1-point Tiger lead. Just a 30-second timeout, though, taken here. We invite you, though, to join us for the remainder of the games today. As next game will be Murray versus Fairdale. The fourth game will be Henderson County against Bullitt East, and the final game will be Grayson County against W.E.B. Du Bois. As if you're an Atherton fan, you're familiar with some of those teams. If you're a Breck County fan, well, you're familiar with Grayson County. They play at 7 o'clock tonight against W.E.B. Du Bois. We'll have all of the coverage here on the K105 YouTube channel. The Grayson County game will also be on K105. It'll be Atherton ball out of the timeout by Jeff LaGrange. From experience, I know LaGrange is very aggressive with timeouts. He knows he's got 5, and he's going to use them all.
And you kind of saw in the Grayson break game, he called the timeout early. Spencer Langdon kind of dominating in the interior early. He called the timeout. Breckinridge County ended up pulling that one out in a close one, but he's somebody kind of like Travis Johnson last night. Bad start for them, and timeout kind of turned him around.
Jones into the corner. Drives in on Poole, loses it out of bounds, and it's going to head towards the Tigers. Lance Poole, number 23 in white. He's what I think I'd classify as an athlete. He could probably do just a little bit of everything. He doesn't play on their golf team, but I'm sure he could go out there and shoot a 72. Down the right side, Nottingham misses, and rebounded by Breck, or rather by Atherton. Transition, coast to coast. Jeffrey Johnson on the lay-in down the left side.
A tough layup by Johnson as Mercer had a pretty good contest on that.
Rogers flips it off to that right wing to Miller, who fires down to Nottingham. Basket good, he'll go to the line. Foul called on Jeremiah Parker. His first, team's third. Safe to say that the Atherton faithful did not agree. Nottingham 2 of 4 from the stripe today. No good. Big time rebound by Parker. Parker going with a headband too. You don't see the headband as much anymore. Right side, shooter gonna shoot. Leo Dillon, his second three of the game. And I'm sure that was on Jeff LaGrange's scouting report, is do not let 2-0 in black get a shot off. Miller over top of Dillon. Now Dillon says, I can play some defense too. Jones on the left side. Miller slow to get up after the play. Shot is missed. Rogers has it. Miller appears to be okay. He's calling for the ball underneath. Rogers kicks it to Poole. Three, good. Lance Poole puts in the three. Breck back on top, 34-33, and now Miller calls a foul, and I think that foul was I need a break. Miller called for his first, team's second. He got whacked in the face unintentionally, and he's headed now to the trainer's table to see what's wrong with him, and I don't know if he might have a shiner after that. .115 left in the first half. It's been a great game.
Great game, back and forth.
Up and down, a little reach-in foul whistled on Lance Poole. Just his first. Up top, Johnson. Johnson at the free throw line, drives in, off the glass, not there. Rebound pops around, and it is picked up by Breck and then fouled by Johnson. For Johnson, his second. Team's fourth. Next foul will be free throws for both teams.
And a good job of help defense there. I think Johnson definitely liked the matchup there on Galloway.
Timeout taken by Atherton. Here on this play, it is going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. This is the Grayson County New Year's Classic, brought to you by Litchfield Tourism on K105. Welcome back to the Cougar Den, 34-33. Sam and Simon back with you here on K105's coverage of the Grayson County New Year's Classic. And I know the hope is that this is going to become a yearly thing on this first Saturday of the brand new year. We got Ben Grimes back in for Breckinridge County. Grimes can really shoot it, so you want to keep an eye on him. He's shooting 37.5% from three-point range. But, I mean, if your last name's Grimes, of course you can shoot it.
You can definitely shoot the ball, for sure.
You're from Grimes, you're from Breckinridge County, you can shoot it. Rebound on the inside by Dillon. Up to Jones. He thought about pulling it. He thought about pulling it from way deep. Right side Dillon. That time they didn't give him any breathing room whatsoever. We'll see if Atherton might hold for the final shot. And it appears that they will. Lance Poole with tight defense on Jones. Jones drives, kicks high up to grab it. 5 seconds left. Deep three, top side, no good. Off to the right. The ball's going to go out of bounds with 1.4 on the clock. And Breck at least will have a chance to get a shot off. They throw it to half court, and they aren't going to get a shot off. I don't know that Todd Galloway knew how much time was on the clock or what. Your score here at the half. It is Grayson County High School hosting the Grayson County New Year's Classic, and it is Breck leading Atherton 34-33. As this is Grayson County New Year's Classic brought to you by Litchfield Tourism on K105. to the halftime show of game number 2 of the Grayson County New Year's Classic, as it is Breckinridge County leading Atherton 34-33. Sam Gormley and Simon Drain with you. Simon, I think this is the first time you've been on camera today because it is happening. But I think, this first half of play, I was expecting this to be one of the better games of the day, and I think it's led up to everything that we've expected. It's been really entertaining.
Very entertaining game, and I think for Breckinridge County, the big thing that's evident for them is you can tell how the loss of Braden Carmen not playing in that first half kind of affected them. Their interior defense obviously suffered, as well as their rebounding. So I'm not sure what his status will be in the second half. If he can go, if the game's close, I'm sure LaGrange might consider putting him in, might not want to risk it, but we'll see. I think it might be interesting to see how this plays out.
And for Atherton, really spreading out the scoring in the first half of play. We've seen what Jeffrey Johnson and Emmanuel Jones can do. And, Johnson is just not a very big guy, but uses his body very well to get to the rim. And we should be in to a exciting end to this game. We do want to thank our sponsor for all of today's coverage, as it is Litchfield Tourism. From the roaring excitement of the Litchfield Aquatic Center to our peaceful hiking and biking trails, you can play the day away in Litchfield and Grayson County. And I'm not just saying this because we are from Litchfield. We're the Litchfield, broadcast. If you're an Atherton fan, or if you're a Breck fan and you haven't been down to Litchfield's Square, well, the work that they've done there is honestly, it is miraculous. The work that they've done in the last 3 or 4 years down there between the hotel, they've got some restaurants, they've got a coffee shop down there. It is, if you're looking for a day this spring or this winter, you're just looking for something to do. Louisville, not a far drive. Obviously, Hardensburg, not a far drive. Come down, spend a day, eat a good lunch, walk around, enjoy things. It is a really good place to come and spend a weekend or a long period of time between the lakes as well. We'll take one more break. Second half of Atherton and Breck is next on K105. Welcome back to the Cougar Den. Sam and Simon back with you from listen, Simon, I don't know if you've walked out in the lobby anytime soon, but it is toasty out there, but it feels great inside here at the Cougar Den. As I got myself some concessions at the half. Looks like they're walking around with some pizza. Listen, if you're looking for something to do, you're in the area, come out. There's games all day, and it all leads up to what should be an excellent final game of the day between Grayson County and WEB Du Bois. We've got Henderson County and Bullitt East, and the next up is going to be Fairdale and Murray. 1 point Breckinridge County lead as we start the third quarter of action. Up top, it's Emmanuel Jones. He curls back. The flip isn't there, but rebounded by Coward. Gives it back off to Tudor, who missed most of that second quarter with those 2 fouls, and a walk on the inside going to be whistled on Jeffrey Johnson. The court monster got him a little bit. Jeff LaGrange talking to his team right now. Again, we've yet to see Braden Carmen, who is averaging 10.1 points and 9.9 rebounds a game. That's close to a double-double as you're going to get Top side, Hardesty, 3 off to the right. Really sure I love that shot selection from Chase Hardesty. He can shoot it, but it seemed a little early in the shot, in the possession.
I don't think Coach, judging by LaGrange's reaction, I don't think he loved that shot either.
On the inside, spinning shot missed by Taylor and rebounded by Breckinridge County. Rogers been held relatively quiet, only 2 points in the first half, but he's going to get another assist there. Ryan Nottingham finishes on the left side.
And, offensively, Rogers hadn't shot the ball well, but hadn't shot the ball very much for his standards, but is making some great passes.
Jones misses the 3. Tigers in transition, right on cue. Mercer Rogers, open 3. Yeah, he ain't going to miss that.
You're going to give him that shot, he'll make that shot just about every time.
And a timeout is wanted by Mark Tudor. He wants it to be the full timeout. Full timeout taken by Atherton as Breckinridge County has opened this up to a 6-point advantage at 39-33 with 6:36 left in the third quarter. Litchfield Grayson County home to some of the most celebrated festivals in the region, including the Twin Lakes National Fiddling Contest, the Clarkson State Honey Fest, Art in the Park, and a whole lot more. Simon, have you ever made the trip to the Fiddling Fest? That is one of those things that is a lot bigger than people think. And it's really entertaining. If you like music, in July, come down to the Twin Lakes National Fiddlers Championship. It is awesome. To me, my favorite part is when they get like a 7-year-old kid up there who he starts playing the fiddle and just starts shredding. And I'm like, my goodness, he's better than me. Well, not that I can play the fiddle, but I could play the fiddle for 10 years, and that 7-year-old's already better than I can do.
Just the age factors makes it just so impressive.
It is. It's really cool. And they got good food trucks and stuff, so that's an event to mark on your calendar for July to come visit here in good old Litchfield. Out of the timeout, Atherton looking for a bucket, and they throw it away. No, it was tipped. I guess it was tipped by Breckinridge County. No complaints. As James Berry had to do a good job of backing out of the way to grab that one. We do have to give a shout out to our clock operator today. I don't know if it's necessarily good work or what kind of work, but for this game, it's down the right side. Shot missed, rebounded by Rogers. Head coach Travis Johnston is running the clock for this. He said I had to give him a shout out, and I said I don't really know that I have to do anything, but we can give him, there's his shout out. Off the left side, shot is missed, rebounded by Breck. Atherton was looking for a foul, and the fans were looking for a foul as well. Hand off to Rogers. He's going to set up the offense for the Fighting Tigers. To Tall. Spins. Off the glass. Good by Braxton Tall. 41-33. Atherton is trailing by 8. Breck had a big lead at some point in the first half, though, and Atherton went on quick runs. I'll be interested to see when Atherton will go back to Leo Dillon. He had a couple of big threes in the first half. Foul away from the ball called on. That'll be whistled on number 13, Braxton Tull, his second.
You see Dillon kind of moved up closer to into the bench there. He's a guy that, when you're playing with a guy like Jeffrey Johnson who can get downhill at will with his speed, see it right there driving and kicking, you're going to get a lot of open looks. And Dillon knocks him down as Johnson will spin move and the layup is good. And here comes Braden Carmen to the scorer's table.
We hadn't seen him yet. And I'm sure Jeff LaGrange has been holding him for the right moment, but Mercer Rogers puts in that J from about 15. 8-point Breckinridge County lead. Johnson off to Tudor. Tudor into the corner to Jones. Jones with the drive, runs the baseline, and walked with it is the whistle. Brayton Carmen comes in, averaging 10 and 9.9. Simon, I'm a round-up guy, though. That's 10 and 10.
Yeah.
So he's 10 points, 10 rebounds. He is a hoss on the inside. I think that's really the best way to describe him. He's like a vacuum, very physical player on the inside. I mean, his 10 points a game, he is not the greatest offensive player in the world, but he's just so physical and immediately has a hard screen and roll, basket good, and he'll go to the line. Now this is the one part of his game that really struggles. Called on Jones, his second. Just the team's first. It'll be Braden Carmen to the line to try and convert on the and one, where he is not a good free throw shooter, 48.5%.
Definitely not as strong. So, but one thing that's interesting to note is kind of anytime you hear Coach Carmen up on the free throw, Coach Travis Johns talk about Breckinridge County, the first thing he says is most of the time is the Carmen kid. Talks about his aggressiveness and how that kind of gives Grayson County fits at times, how physical and aggressive he is, and his skill set's a team, any team in the region would want to have for sure.
2-3 for Breck. And out of the zone, Emmanuel Jones hits the three, his second of the game. He moves into double figures with that three, and we're going to have a foul wraparound called on Atherton, called on Coward, his first, team's second. Looks like we have our friends from Fairdale walking in the building right now, down to our left. Inside pass taken away by Coward. 3-on-3. Coward, Euro step, and Carmen looked like he was going for the block, but I think got a little much of the wrist on Coward, and Carmen picks up his first foul. And it's one thing that I'm sure our friend Lee Bramlett from the River WXBC up in Breckinridge County, I'm sure he says Braden Carmen picks up his first foul. That's something he says quite often. First free throw missed by Jones. It's only the third free throw attempted by Atherton in this game. And that's not a shot at Braden. Simon, you'd admit that. That's Braden. Yeah. Part of his reason he's in there is he's going to foul.
And like my dad always says, you got 5 fouls, so use them. And Braden Carmen, he puts them to good use every game he plays, that's for sure.
Atherton's going to take a 30-second timeout. They only have one remaining for the final 12 minutes of this contest, as it is a 46-39 game, and I'm sure that Mark Tudor sees this as a pivot point in this game. I mean, this Atherton team has struggled consistently over the years. Last year, though, they finished with a 15-12 record. It was their first winning season since the 1996-97 season. Simon, that was before I was even born. I was born a couple of weeks after that 1997 season wrapped up, way before any of these kids were even thought about on either one of these teams. They've not had consecutive winning seasons. You have to go back a couple of years prior to that. So this Atherton team, now when you think about it though, in Louisville, there's tons of talent. You got schools like Fairdale, like Butler, like Trinity and St. X and so on, that consistently have really solid programs, that it's hard for Ballard. Can't go Male. I could just keep on naming schools from Louisville that it's hard for some of these programs to have consistent success. Jonah Miller left the game with an injury in the first half, re-enters there, loses it, but it goes into the hands of Nottingham, who finishes on the left side. Fairdale against Murray will be the next game. It looks like maybe our friends from Murray may have just gotten here as well. And Braden Carmen gets the shot on the inside. Sorry, that was a basket by Atherton, rather, and it's picked up. Tudor, high off the glass, it doesn't roll in, and a foul on the rebound is called, I think, on Carmen. It is on Carmen. That is his second.
And on that drive where Carmen kind of fell down, Coach LaGrange right now.
Pass knocked out of bounds by Rogers on the inside. Nice job by Athletic Director Jason Kincaid there. He's getting paid his big bucks to toss the ball back to official Brian Jones. Hardest working man. Far side Tudor. Gives it to Johnson. He's setting up the drive. He stops and kicks.
Johnson, he had that pull-up mid-range available there. They're expecting the drive.
Jones has a foul on the shot. They're waving the shot off, rather. Ryan Nottingham, his second, team's fourth. We'll do it again, passing from underneath. And they throw it right off of Jonah Miller's face. Jonah Miller's probably saying, dude, I already got hit in the face already today. Why are you doing this again? Down the right side. Miss and a foul offensive, or a rather over and back is the whistle called on Quishon Baines. His first, team's third. A lot of whistles happening right now in this quarter of play of these last couple of minutes. Rogers blocked out of bounds. Coward went high up to grab it. Jeff LaGrange wants an explanation.
Now it gets to the point where you heard earlier Atherton was saying call it on both sides, and we get some Breckinridge County fans saying call it on both sides. Carmen goes up strong and is fouled.
Here's the thing, too, with that is if both fans are saying it, guess what? They're probably calling a pretty even game.
Yeah.
And I think they are, for the most part, today. Foul called on Jones. That is his third, team's fourth. Braden Carmen to the line. 1 of 1 today. But, again, a guy that Mark Tudor is probably more than fine with putting at the free throw line. In the game, Leo Dillon, he had a couple of threes in that first half of play. That's why he's in there.
Honestly,
and I'm sure that the bench will notice that.
Yeah, honestly surprised we waited so long to see Dillon back in the game after his kind of 2 threes in the first half.
Second chance for Carmen. Good.
And if he can split a pair for you, I'm sure that's all Jeff LaGrange could really ask for.
8-point Breck County lead. 2:48 left in the third quarter. You get Johnson going. Goes up, blocked by Tall, saved by Carmen, but his foot was on the baseline, and I saw that right foot slide. I think the Atherton fans were wanting a foul there, and I didn't see a foul. I thought that was a clean block by Tall. And again, I'm as unbiased as it gets when it comes to this game.
And then Johnson's a physical player himself. You know, he's banging inside too. I think it's a physical game, but I thought it was a pretty good no call as well.
Wide open 3 by Baines. Puts it in. Quishon Baines from the high side puts in the 3. His first made 3 of the season. He had been 0 for his first 7. The scouting report said leave him alone, and he said, I can still make it. Carmen grabs it, driving in, goes up with a shot. It's no good, but he's fouled. Looks like they'll give this foul to Jeremiah Parker. And right now, the official, Doug Gott, he stopped the game. Actually, they're going to give this to Leo Dillon, his first, team's 5th. And I like that there from the officials. They're saying, hey, I'm done hearing everything. Give a warning on both sides. And I like that. You know, you're telling them we don't want to have to start calling technical fouls is pretty much what this message was. Carmen to shoot 2.
It's also one of those things, too, where the fans start to complain, and it just kind of gets to be a big thing.
And that's always my thing. Is I love when fans complain because it's – I was joking with an official that I know from the 4th region. He actually did Grayson County's girls game on Sunday. And I said, man, there's nothing you love more than when a player comes up to you and complains about a call, right? Because usually you change your mind, right? He says, oh, yeah, all the time. He says, we love changing our mind as Carmen makes both free throws. That's the thing. Like, let your coach do that.
Yeah.
Let your coach. There is a way to do it. And listen, players – especially, that's the one advantage that Breckinridge County has in a game like this is that you would think that most of the players, like a Mercer Rogers, who is a senior, has a relationship with some of these officials that you gain over the years, and you gain the respect to come up to an official and you say, hey, what happened there? Yeah. What did I do? There is a way to have that conversation that is not coming off as you complaining. It's more of, or hey, this is what I thought happened. And most officials will have that conversation with you as Rogers misses the runner. Deep one by Tudor. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Tall. A little too deep, I think, from Tudor on that shot. Double team comes to the half-court line. They give it off to Carmen. To Rogers. Loses it right into the hands, and bobbling and gaining it back is Tall. He can't get it in. He gets his own miss. Goes back up. No! Bodies hit the floor, and a foul is called on Breckinridge County now. It's called on Rogers, his first, team's 5th. And let's see who they're going to have shooting. I think they're going to give this to Johnson. Let the bodies hit the floor on the inside.
And I think Braxton Tall, what all these fans at LaGrange are mad about, they had a reason to be mad. I think he definitely got hit going up for that layup there.
It'll be Johnson to shoot free throws. Will it? No. He tried. He tried. In his head, it's going to be Jeremiah Parker, who's only 2 of 5 from the line today.
That's a veteran point guard move right there,
yeah.
Trying to get yourself at the line.
And he puts it in. I'm sure Jeremiah will tell Jeffrey later, say, man, look at me. I can make free throws too. It's not just you. And that's a lane violation on Braden Carmen. No, they're going to say it's on Baines first. I actually think it was Carmen that got it in the lane first. They're going to talk it over, and I think it was Carmen first.
It's kind of like one of those false start offsides. Everybody's pointing at each other. You don't really know who was really on.
32 stepped in first, and that's the right call. That's the right call. And that's the right call. So now they're going to give the free throw again. He's probably going to miss it, so it's not going to matter, Simon. Nope, he makes it. Oh, and now we're going to have a double foul called away from the ball after the play. Braden Carmen is going to pick up one.
Braden Carmen.
13 on Baines. So Carmen picks up his third. Ryan Nottingham going to come in. Braden Carmen going to come out. And Braden Carmen's played about 3 minutes, 3 fouls.
That's what I was going to say.
It's the Braden Carmen special, right?
We talked about his fouling, and it's not necessarily a bad thing at all times because of how physical he is, kind of the trade-off.
Especially if you're coming off the bench in a scenario today. Now, if he's starting, you want him in the game. Atherton coming with pressure. Tudor staying in front and a reach-in fouls called. And they're calling this game very tight now. I think they gave that to 0. And that will be 2 free throws for Braxton Tall, who makes 2/3 of his this year. You know what I classify that as, Simon? Average.
Yeah.
And that's too strong off the back of the iron. It's a 5-point game, though, 56.3 on the clock. Remember, this is only the second of 3 games. We're setting a new K105 record for broadcasts in a day with 5. Previous record is 4, which has happened multiple times. Tall gets the second. Remember if you're a fan of Breck, definitely you should be subscribed to the K105 YouTube channel. But if you're a fan of Atherton, we invite you to stay subscribed too as we come up in the Louisville area and broadcast some games. Step back 18 from the left side. Good by Jones. That was smooth, and just like that, it's a 4-point game with 35 seconds left in the third quarter.
I just feel like this quarter's lasted a pretty long time, but the fouls obviously kind of added to that.
Inside, spinning Nottingham, blocked by Atherton. They give it off to Johnson. An outlet to Jones. Jones on the drive, goes up, foul. They're going to wave the shot off. Foul on the floor called on Mercer Rogers. That is his second. Jeff LaGrange beside himself on the sideline.
This is the time right now. I think everybody's mad. Coach Tudor mad. That wasn't an and-one kind of continuation call. Jeff LaGrange mad. He thought he didn't get the same call on the other end on the drive.
Free throws good by Jones. And continuation isn't a thing in high school basketball, so by rule, Brian Jones, the official, was correct. Second free throw missed, and we're going to have a foul called from behind on Jeremiah Parker. And guess what, Simon? How about some more free throws? Jeff LaGrange still letting the official Brian Jones have it.
Got to watch out there.
And, yep, that's one of those things. And set his piece. And now walking by to get his can of Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke or something. I don't know what it is. Is it a Diet Coke, Simon? I can't pick it up. They're not a sponsor anyway. So Ryan Nottingham to shoot 2. First one's good. Litchfield Tourism is the sponsor of our coverage. Litchfield Tourism with a wide variety of lake activities, miles of scenic shoreline, and hundreds of campsites. The tranquil waters of Nolan Lake and Rough River Lake are something for everyone. I know our friends from Breck County. You think they know something about Rough River Lake? Second one from Ryan Nottingham. They may have seen that once or twice. 5-point game, 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Outlet to the far side, wide open. He is human. Leo Dillon, rebounded by Breck County. 5 seconds on the clock. They give it off to Tall. 4 to the near side, taken away. Atherton, runner, buzzer, not there. The bank's not open on a Saturday. The end of the third quarter. We're in for a good ending. Breck leads Atherton 54-49. As this is the Grayson County New Year's Classic brought to you by Litchfield Tourism on K105. to the Cougar Den. Grayson County High School hosting the Grayson County New Year's Classic. Breck leads Atherton 54-49. Sam and Simon back with you. Couple score updates really quickly. In girls basketball, Butler County up 6 on LaRue at the end of the first quarter. And Grayson County and girls won 61-49 against Hopkinsville in the first game of the day. And Mercer Rogers gets his little hook scoop shot on the right side to put Breck back up 7. Atherton has not been able to make that extra run to come back in this game. Inside, losing it on the way up, but it was knocked out of bounds by Breck. And that ball rolled the one way it wasn't supposed to go. There's one door open, and it rolled all the way in there, and athletic director Jason Kincaid had to run in there and grab it. It's like a utility closet of sorts. Johnson fouled. Called on Hardesty, just his second. As far as foul trouble goes, Carmen has 3 for Breck. Tudor and Jones have 3 for Atherton. So really neither team is in relative foul trouble. The fouls, though, will start to pick up as this game goes along as Johnson misses the first free throw. When you're Atherton, you're trying to come back in this game. You've got to make those free throws.
Free for a reason.
They call him free. And he gets the second one to drop. 6-point game, 56-50. 7:35 left, fourth quarter. Rogers jump pass, Lance Poole, 3, no good, way too strong. Tall got the rebound, knocked around and rejected on the inside by Coward. Shot missed, Coward then grabs the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball arrow going to stay here. Blocked by Coward. There's nothing cowardly about that. Jonah Miller comes in. We haven't seen a lot of him in the second half after he took a good whack in the first half and was checked out by the training staff. Into Tudor. He's been held relatively quiet all day. Hit 2 threes in that second quarter, but dealing with foul trouble. Lance Poole knocks the ball out of bounds off of Johnson, and it's going to head towards the Tigers. Poole, very quick hands, good hands, pass for 622 yards, rush for 900, 211 receiving yards, 23 combined touchdowns on the football team. I think he also kicked a little bit, probably played some left tackle, nose guard too, I think. I'm sure that Brent Hoddle, the head coach for Breck, would have loved to have about 14 more Lance Pools. We're going to have a foul. Jonah Miller will shoot. Now that is the 4th on Emmanuel Jones, and now we start talking foul trouble.
Jones
two coming for Miller.
Probably been their second best player today behind Johnson. Tough loss. See what Coach Tudor decides to do.
Miller, first free throw, couldn't get it. Or actually was good, rather, for Miller.
Decides to bring Dillon in the game in place of Jones with those 4 fouls.
Now the question is how long does he sit? How long can he afford to sit? Miller, both free throws, knocks them in. 58-50 is the Grayson County lead right now. To the left side, probably shouldn't have kicked it. Johnson had an open shot at the lane, tried to get a better shot. And it's that balance of trying to find the good shot to great shot, but you don't want to pass up a great shot.
Yeah.
As Tall called for his 3rd foul on the play.
That would have been one of the easier layups Johnson would have had all night.
And with how this game's been going, you're probably going to get fouled. Just the style that Breck County plays and Atherton plays as well, and Braden Carmen may have just picked up his 4th. And he does.
Comes right in the game and picks up the 4th foul.
You know what? And Braden Carmen's got the consistency of it. I mean, and part of that is that he just plays so hard.
Yeah.
And Johnson makes that first.
And, you know, I like Mercer, the kind of being the veteran leader, kind of come over to the kind of saying, is that me trying to get the foul on him? Because it was kind of a sandwich play, him and Carmen kind of sandwich Johnson there. They got Carmen with the foul, trying to get the foul, keep it away from Braden's 4th.
Second free throw missed. Foul on the rebound, whistled on on Atherton rather. They'll give that to Coward, his 2nd.
I think LaGrange was holding his breath there, hoping that wasn't on Carmen, picking up his 5th potentially.
Coward might have gotten enough away with a foul there on Miller. Miller's got to get it across. He does to Rogers. Rogers, nice dish to Poole, who finishes on the left side. Timeout taken by Jeff LaGrange. He wants it to be a full timeout with 6:21 to go. Breck leads by 9. So we'll take a break as this is the Grayson County New Year's Classic presented by Litchfield Tourism on K105. Are we muted? Welcome back to the Cougar Den 60-51. Sam and Simon back with you, and this is a moment here for Atherton. They need a bucket, trailing by 9 with 6:21 to go. And I think you're probably going to want to turn toward Jeffrey.
Back to the question you asked, when do you go to Jones?
Johnson dumps it off and blocked, fouled. Poole came up, might have gotten him with a body from behind. For Poole, his second, team's 4th.
Looked like it was a lot of ball there for Lance Poole.
Might have gotten him with a body a little bit lower. His Coward is a 25% free throw shooter, but that stroke sure didn't look like a 25% free throw shooter. He makes the first. Atherton as a team, not a great free throw shooting team, 63.7%. Breck, though, a little better at about 70. Second free throw missed. 8-point game, and when you're Atherton, you cannot leave points on the field. Rogers, jump pass to Miller. To Tall, 3, not there. Rebounded by Lance Poole, though. Poole goes back up, and it's good on the inside for Lance Poole. Poole's got 7 points in this game. Wide open 3. Human once again for Leo Dillon, but it's rebounded by Johnson. The hook shot underneath is not there. That's a play sequence that you want to circle. Dillon misses an open 3. Johnson gets a rebound putback and can't get it to drop in.
You heard Coach LaGrange yell no, kind of the Dillon wide open 3 there.
He's not the guy that you want to have the open shot. Inside shot, good for Ryan Nottingham. And he'll go to the line to try and convert on an and one. Leo Dillon, guilty party of his second foul of the game. And right on cue, I don't think head coach Mark Tudor has any more thought. He has to put in Jones back into the game with those 4 fouls when you're down 12, potentially 13. And he does. The old-fashioned 3-point play for Ryan Nottingham. Murray versus Fairdale will come up at 3:30. Is the scheduled start time for the second game of our New Year's, or the third game of our New Year's Classic, the second boys game today. 3 in the corner, rolls not there. Picked up by the Fighting Tigers, and a foul away from the ball is called on Coward. And I just have that as, I think that's just the 4th. That's just the 4th, and it is. I was going to say, I know I'm not the official scorer, but I'm usually pretty good about that sign. I had that just as the 4th. And now the player's saying, you mean we walked all the way to the other end of the floor, now we got to walk all the way back? My goodness. It's amazing how much harder it is to walk to the other end of the floor than to run.
Yeah.
4:40 left, quarter 4. Rogers trapped into the middle to Poole. Poole lowers the shoulder, gets to the rim, and Lance Poole is up to 9 points now. Johnson. Up top, wide open three by Tudor. It's not there. And the shots are just not falling for the Ravens right now. Out of bounds. Another turnover for Breck. And if Breck continues, I mean, it's a 15-point game, 4 minutes left. We've seen crazier things. Braxton Tall re-entering. Benjamin Grind, or sorry, that's Todd Galloway comes in as well. The clock continues to tick. Johnson curls around the defender, tried the flip shot, doesn't go in. That little shot on the inside has not been there for Johnson today. Tall in transition, might have been partially blocked. It's picked up on the floor, and a foul this time is going to be whistled on. I think they're going to give this to Coward. It is. That is Coward's fourth. And that'll be shots coming for Braxton. Nope. Oh, that's 5. I only had that as his fourth, but that is his 5th. And Delvante Coward will foul out with 1 point. Braden Carmen coming back in. Lance Poole comes to the bench, and he says, I need a drink of water. He earned 1, too. Tall to shoot 2.
Tall knocks down the first free throw.
Gets that first one to drop. Breck's really opened this game up. It's been close for the majority of it. But a good second half. Atherton's gone cold from the field. And Braxton Tall makes it a 69-52 Breck County advantage. Tigers good bounce back after a tough trip to Calhoun as Rogers picks up a block on the inside. Yeah, the tough trip to Calhoun that ended in a 73-57 loss to McLean County that had snapped their 4-game winning streak. And this Tiger team is going to be a team that no one really wants to see come third region tournament time. And I think this Atherton team, they play in a tough district, but they got some good athletes. They can make their shots. It could be an issue. Tudor, 3, good. Timeout taken by Tudor. That's his final timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. 3:35 to go. It's 69-55 as this is the Grayson County New Year's Classic presented by Litchfield Tourism on K105. .55, 3:35 left in the fourth quarter. Fairdale against Murray will follow this. That's right as well. How does that matchup go? And Fairdale, though, if you're wanting some offense, you've come to the right spot. Fairdale's 10 wins this season. They're averaging 86 points a game. Is that good, Simon? I think that's good.
I think that's pretty good.
Foul away called on Baines, his 3rd. And that'll send Mercer Rogers to the free throw line. Rogers got 9 points today. He'll try to put himself into double figures. Tigers really spread out their scoring today. This is the first. Rogers, pretty good free throw shooter. He's probably the best on the team at just about 81%. Brescia, Campbellsville, Harrodsburg, and Gordon College. Missed the first couple of games of the season. You know, with, I believe it was a knee or an ankle injury. Ankle injury, and came back against Meade County. And has been playing just as good as just about anybody. Might have gotten a block on that, or at least a hand in the face of Tudor. They're going to outlet it to Rogers. Rogers floater from 10. Can't roll in. Carmen rebound, put back, blocked. And it's headed the other way for Johnson. And foul from behind called on Tall, his 4th. Team's 5th. We'll have some more free throws.
Story of the second half, more free throws.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Breck has taken 16 free throws in the second half. And Johnson, he can't get that first one to drop in. This is the 14th free throw taken. So if I can do math really quickly, this will be the 30th free throw of the second half. Don't they realize, Simon, we got more games to go? That's why I was joking. I was expecting one of these first games to go into about 14 overtimes. We were going to set the state record. We were going to be here until midnight. Hardesty picks up the dribble. Loops it up to Morris. Right side Nottingham. Into the post to Carmen. Back to Nottingham. And foul. I think they might call this away from the ball. Is it on? No, it's on Johnson. That's just his 3rd. Lance Poole hops off the bench. He's going to come back into the game. You asked for some more free throws, didn't you?
Yeah. Nothing we love more here.
Nottingham misses the first free throw.
Way short there.
Nottingham's got 17 points in this game. Only averages 8.5. And you make that 18. You've had the leaders for Breck not necessarily step up. Guy like Chase Hardesty hasn't scored a ton. 3 and a foul on the far side put in by Leo Dillon.
I didn't really see the foul there, but.
Called on Nottingham, his 2nd. Chase Hardesty going to come off the bench to come back in. And it'll be Leo Dillon, 2 of 2 from the line this year. Like a true three-point shooter. He's not going to the free throw line.
This year, not very many free throws being shot there, but knocks that one down.
But you can put it in. Dillon going to come out. And it'll be Taylor back in. 11-point game, 2:33 left. Still a lot of basketball left to play. Rogers to Tall. Breaks it to Hardesty. Into Carmen. Goes up. No good. Carmen to the line. It'll go on Taylor.
If there's a guy in Breckinridge County on the court you want shooting the free throws, though, it is Braden Carmen.
Although he is 4 of 5 today. So maybe this is his way of telling you to shush it on this. And right on cue he says, okay, maybe not. 4 of 6 today from the line. I don't know what your relationship is with Braden. Maybe you get a text message a little bit later on. I heard you were talking smack about my free throws.
Hey, I was giving him credit, though, for his rebounding physicality, so I think it kind of evens out.
And then you're talking about his fouls. And then
I said it was a good thing at times, though, so shouldn't be too mad there.
You're backing yourself out of a corner, I see. Up top, Tudor, a deep 3 from the volleyball line. It's short. Tudor's got good range. Johnson's rebound is put in, though, for Jeffrey Johnson. 72-62. 2 minutes left here in the game. To Miller. 10-point game. Miller to Tall. Over to Poole. It's probably somebody you wouldn't mind fouling. Loose ball. Poole's got it back. Recovers. Flip shot. Rolls in for Lance Poole. Poole's got 11 points now in this game. Atherton's going to have to start getting some stops. Deep one from the volleyball line. Missed by Jones. Another rebound for Breck with about 90 seconds left. They're going to loop it all the way down to Rogers, who goes on the left side. Timeout, Breckinridge County. At least it has to be a Breckinridge County. It is a timeout, Breckinridge County. Just be a 30-second timeout. 1:31 to go in the game, 76-62, and it's probably one of these scenarios. If you're Atherton, you're going to have to hit some couple threes and start to come back in this game. And, well, actually, nope. Looks like the Ravens are going to be fine with putting in some younger players. Donnie Sutton, who we got to talk about him here on the football team. Donnie Sutton, number 25, is checking in. Football line for you here this season. 6 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I think that'll do.
That's a pretty good game, huh?
That'll do. You got Sutton into the game. You've also got Calvin Burks-Gano. Burks-Gano has taken 1 shot, and it was a 3. He did not put it in. If you look at the last name Burks-Gano, I feel like he got to be a shooter. They're going to hand it off to Burks-Gano. Driving in, losing it. It's picked up by Jonah Miller. Breck will be fine with running some of this clock down. They're going to leave Rogers all alone from 3. He misses it. Rebound and a foul as Rogers picks up his foul, and that is going to send Donnie Sutton to the line to shoot 2.
Rogers wide open there. I don't think you really needed to take that shot there. Kind of just wasting time.
Yeah, it's one of those that if it was a 8-point game, you'd probably be a little bit grouchier about it. Then again, if he'd have made it, you'd have felt even better.
Yeah.
First one's missed by Sutton. Rogers looks like his day is done. He's going to head to the sideline, finishing with 12 points today, but probably to go along with about 6 assists. Second one good by Sutton. A little over 1 minute to go. Hardesty going to run the point now with Rogers out. Left side to Poole. To Miller, now to Carmen in the far corner. And now Jeff LaGrange is going to go to the bench, sending in some of his younger guys. 30-second timeout. He doesn't have one. He just has a full. And it's just a substitution timeout. They're going to take it. He technically doesn't have a 30. He just has a full, but I don't think anybody's really going to care at this point with a 13-point lead, 50.3 seconds left. For Breckinridge County, we're going to have Andrew Carwile into the game. We're going to have Hawk Amstutz, Sam Weiss. We'll have Todd Galloway in, Brady Brockman, and Ben Grimes. Hawk Amstutz, too, Simon, is one of my favorite names in the 3rd region.
I don't think he didn't end up coming in the game.
No, he's only appeared in a couple of games this season. He's only a freshman.
Yeah.
With a name like Hawk, I hope he shoots.
The football kind of name.
Hawk Amstutz, like an old-time baseball closer. Carwile. Far side. Breck more than fine with running a little bit of clock here, and they throw it away. 28-6 now on the clock. Game 3 will come up here shortly. We're not going to have a lot of time in between the games. I'm not sure if they'll put a full 20 on the clock or what they'll do. This game took a little bit longer than the first one. Sutton, 3, good. Or sorry, that's Derek Thompson hits in the 3 from the corner from Atherton. And I'm sure once they get this ball across the half-court line, they'll be more than fine with, I thought Atherton was trying to foul there for a second. It's a 10-point game. They're just going to play some tight defense, and they're going to call a foul. It's going to send Ben Grimes to the line, and how about a little bit more free throws? Fairdale and Murray are waiting in the wings. If you're watching, well, of course you're watching on the K105 YouTube channel. Just stay here. It'll automatically transition into the next game.
Some more free throws with 3.5 to go in the game. Just what the doctor ordered, huh?
Grimes makes the first. He'd been 1 of 5 from the line this season prior to that. And gets the shooter's touch on that. And that should probably do it. 78-66 from half court. It's no good. Final score today. Breckinridge County defeats Atherton by a final score of 78-66. We'll take a quick 2-minute break and come back and wrap up our coverage of Game 2 of the Grayson County New Year's Classic after this. This is brought to you by Litchfield Tourism on K105. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where Breckinridge County wins Game 2. Simon, your thoughts from this?
I think Breckinridge County, they played a pretty good game. I think early on, the turnovers, poor kind of transition defense kind of kept Atherton in the game maybe longer than they anticipated. But I think they closed well. Overall, pretty good game. And Ryan Nottingham, player of the game, pretty good game from him as well.
Yeah, it finishes with 18 points today. And I think for Atherton in this game, you just have to be focused on, making your shots on the inside. They missed a lot of open shots in the game that allowed for the Fighting Tigers to pull away, especially late in that contest. That'll wrap us up here from game number 2. We want to thank Litchfield Tourism for broadcasting. We will continue with game number 3. We'll be back in probably about 15 minutes for Murray against Fairdale. So until then, for our talented K105 Digital Productions crew, he's Simon Drain, I'm Sam Gormley saying so long, everyone.